All right, do you want me to just dive right into it, Seal? And I'm going to have you, I want you to, I'll cue you in a little bit because there's a part I want you to help me on. Does that sound good? All right. All right, I come to you guys as the Secretary of Defense, Secretary of Navy, SecNav, under the Department of Defense with my boss here, U.S. SEAL 18, the Secretary of Defense. So this is the role I'm coming in as today, and also as the commander of the Freedom Fighter Fleet Navy. One of the special things is the reason we're coming together with this large group today is that we have the new update, the new naval update on GTA, and this is something the Freedom Fighter Fleet's been requesting for years, literally probably decades, right? About a decade right now still. And so we're close to a decade. I think a decade would be a little bit of an exaggeration. Remember, you know, the Freedom Fighter Fleet, just to put it into context, is the Freedom Fighter Fleet's about almost 13 years old, at least 12 years old now. I have to do the math, but minimum of 12, probably 12 and a half years old, 13 years old. So we're over a decade old, and we've literally, just to also announce that this is the first crew that has adapted and evolved over 3 generations of gaming systems. PlayStation 3 on PlayStation Home, and we started on that from the beginning of PlayStation 3. And then we came out to PlayStation 4 on GTA. And now we've got members on here that are strongly, probably a good half of the fleet's on PlayStation 5 now. So we've actually literally transitioned into 3 generations of gaming systems. And usually a gaming system goes for about close to a decade, 5 years to 10 years. So this is just amazing what you guys have accomplished. We've evolved and adapted. Not only have we adapted, we've been in many wars and we've overcome. So it's a testament to you guys and your leadership abilities and your strength and the command abilities of U.S. SEAL 18, our 6 stars, who I would like to personally salute myself here for his command abilities. So why we're here is, you know, also I am the commander of Fleetcom still. In that role, I'm 6 star, but in this, I come to you as the 04. I'm Lieutenant Commander Duff Scully, for those of you who do not know me. I am the founding father of the Freedom Fighter Fleet. I started this, and it was a branch of, it is the branch of the Royal Empire. It was, at the time, it was the Royal, yeah, I can't remember anymore. It's been so long. But anyways, the Royal Castle. Anyways, so with this today, the reason you guys are here today is, well, how does this fit into the Freedom Fighter Fleet? What is our plan as the FFF? What are we going to do with this update? Well, what we're going to do is, this is the big day and the big launch of the Department of the Navy, the relaunch of the Department of the Navy. Yet also we're doing a restructuring of it as well. The Navy has been pretty much an almost inactive branch because we've been relying solely on DHS and the Department of Army to carry the fleet for about 2 years now. So it's time to pull the trigger. So, and with that's where I come in. I have the comm for the Navy. And with that being said, we'll just go over the reorganization plan. But let's put it into perspective. One of the things too is, the Freedom Fighter Fleet's been through many reorganizations. We've reinvented ourselves in so many ways, and we've learned a lot from doing that. You just can't take a fleet, a massive fleet like this, and just reorganize people and throw them wherever they want to go, or just have people say, hey, I want to do this, I want to do that. There has to be some intelligence towards that type of reorganization, and you can't just have it. It has to be structured and methodical, and it has to be purposeful and directed. And so, there is a bigger picture at play, and so let's look at this. So let's look at the bigger picture here. The big picture here is we still are a big fleet. I did an active head count today, which is actually really good. It's our active head count is official members are 49 people. 49 active as a fleet. That includes DHS, and we have probationary of another 10. So we're really running with a strong 59 people that are strong. That can fill. We could literally fill 2 sessions and fight 2 separate wars at the same time, which is amazing. And really, without even the other team being able to get in, we could probably fight 3. I don't want to, but we could. Then we also have another 131 members in reserve. So we're probably rocking here. Right? What's the total? 49 plus 10 plus 131. That's 190 people in the fleet. So this is pretty good. For a fleet. With reserves are usually a lot bigger for us in general, but I'll take that for not being active. But if you want to look at it based on department, if you look at the Department of Army with all its divisions, their total of active is 14, and the Homeland Security is 34, and the Navy is only 1. I am the Navy, but these are active. There's more. So we have other divisions. So if you break down the Army, it's broken down. DHS is broken down into 1 division. It's just Secret Service. I'm not going to go into too many details on DHS because it's classified. But the Department of Army, I can go into that. It's right now the Army has 3 divisions: infantry, which is the classic Army branch. This is Army proper, and they have the Army Navy, which is it's also one of the things we're trying to do to help the fleet while we're getting everything restructured. So this is one of the part of the plans we're going to go in. It's a little confusing to the fleet, but we're going to go. Seal and I are going to talk about this a little later into this presentation. And then we also have Army Aviation, which is right now we don't have a strong Air Force branch, so we decided to reincorporate the Air Force back into Army Aviation. So that rolls back up to pre-1950s type of Army when the Air Force and Army were actually one branch, and the Air Force was just a division of the Army. So the Navy now, what is the structure for my department? Right now, this is where it's going to get really interesting. It really hasn't changed. The Department of Navy is still classic. It's still exactly what you expect by definition. I didn't change that. But we're going to all work together as one department now. And it's going to be the Navy branch, which is the proper Navy, like the old Navy you remember, right? But then we're going to also have the Marine branch under the Department of Navy, which it's always been, but it's also going to be, we're all going to work together. So I'm going to put my strong members, the people that fight, the fighters, they're going to be going to that branch. And then we're going to have the Coast Guard branch as well. So we have 3 divisions or 3 branches in the Department of Navy. So we're going to have a lot to offer in the Navy to keep it really interesting. But yet you'll still be able to be Navy, but you'll also be the branch you want to be. So this is great. This is great news. So again, if you want to know the fleet, the active fleet, 69% of our fleet is in Homeland Security, active, and 29% of our fleet is in the Army, and only 2% is in the Navy, Department of Navy. Well, and you know what? We all start somewhere. I don't feel bad about this. I'm the only one to blame for this. But it's a good thing because you got to restart somewhere. Now let's continue. So as we have an organization chart, FleetCom. There's 3 divisions. There's 3 departments for FleetCom. There's the Department of Defense. There's the Department of Homeland Security, and there's the UN. We also have everything is still active right now, except for two departments are branches. The Space Force has never been launched as a branch, which we plan to do in the future still, and the UN has been inactive, so I'm going to still keep that as inactive. I don't have the bandwidth to work the UN. I'd rather focus it on the Department of Navy right now, and I think that'd be the best for fleet. So it's a really strong org chart. I'm going to share this with share this with the Secretary of Defense, and he's going to distribute our plan through the proper means, so you guys will actually be able to see the visual of it. So this is where I'm going to need the Secretary of Defense. I'm going to ask you to jump in here in a little bit, but stand by. Let me just go through this seal, okay? But then I want you to jump in after I make my portion, okay? I'll cue you in, okay? And so the short-term plan for the Navy reorganization is this. So we're going to launch the Navy branch, the Marine branch, and the Coast Guard branches under the Department of Navy, as I said. And one of the things is the fleet requirement for a branch is 10 members. So this is one of the ways we're going to get 10 members. We're going to have the 3 branches roll up under the Department of Navy. That way we can get it to be a proper branch. Then once we can do that, then we can sprout out. And I'll go through that in a little more detail later. Then the Navy branch, the vision for the Navy branch for the short term will be, it'll be ship's company and active naval combatants, like Navy SEALs and stuff. So again, we will have the new submarines, boats, and all the new vehicles added that apply to the Navy or the Department of Navy. But also we'll have ship's company, which will be a relatively non-combatant role in the fleet, but they'll staff the ships, like people like cooks, people that pilot the ships, things like that. They can fight, but not everybody's a fighter, but they're good at staffing. But the other benefit of that is we can also fill up sessions, so enemies can't stack sessions against us. So we can control the numbers in a session. The other point is active naval combatants like Navy SEALs and etc. will be allowed. So the other thing was the Marine branch will be the first in fight for the Navy. And this other thing, what I'm going to do here is the Tula team will be renamed the Coast Guard branch, because that's basically what the Tula team was doing Coast Guard type stuff. So I might as well just call it what it is. And I think it'll be more proper as well. And then one of the other things that the Secretary of Defense I've asked him to do was to allow me to maintain a provisional 04 Lieutenant Commander rank, even though I'm not technically deserving of that rank right now. I should actually be like an E1 or E7, right? But because of it's a temporary plan to develop the branch, we need an actual commissioned officer, and that's why I've been given this provisional rank. And this is temporary, but we'll work through it. And also, speaking of ranks, all members that are joining the Navy, the Department of Navy, will start out as low ranks. But we can promote quicker as the branch grows. So ranks really, in this case, don't mean much. It's about your role in the Navy. So we'll just work on it that way. And then, so the next point I'd like to talk about, this is where SEAL's going to jump in after me. So transfers to the Department of Navy will be on a very limited basis. And this is where I hear some confusion in the chats. The purpose is DHS and Army need to remain strong to protect the Navy while the Navy is doing its recruiting and building its branch strength. Right now, the Navy is not a strong branch. I will say that. And it will, with one member, it's impossible for it to be a strong branch. But as we build, we're going to rely on the Department of Homeland Security and the Department of Army to help us along. The other thing is, but in return, the Navy, as we do our recruitment cycle here, we're also going to promote the DHS and the Department of Army as well, because not everybody's going to want to be a squid or in the Department of Army. So we might be able to get some more members just through Fallout and make sure you guys, the other divisions, the other departments, get more members on there that they can select from. So again, it's a win-win-win for everybody. Now, you asked me, Seal, any comments on that one? I'd like to get your take on this. Any other things I missed on that point? Thanks, Seal. And Seal hit the key word, temporarily halted. And there could be a case, it's not impossible to transfer to the Navy, but it's very difficult. It needs to be a really good case. Some people, there might be a person that just really belongs in the Navy. I get that. We all get that. And we might make a case in that kind of situation. But other than that, there's not really a good excuse for really transfers, But if anything, you're doing a service to the Navy by... If we poach off the other branches, or if we divide other branches, the Navy can't be strong because we won't have our defense mechanism. And if we loosen our defense, the Navy becomes vulnerable. And my number one duty is not poaching from branches. My number one duty is to make sure this branch is safe and all the other branches. If I make the Army weaker, divide it, both branches are weaker. It's not a zero-sum game. So if the Army can't effectively deploy its strategies, we all lose. Same thing with DHS. So poaching's not a good idea. If you have a really strong case or you really feel the need, please talk to your commanding officer. Don't come up to me. Come to your commanding officer first and talk it over with your commanding officer. You can let me know you talk to your commanding officer after you talk to him or her. I don't want to use pronouns, but after you do that, come to me and you can tell me what happened, because I'd love to hear about your interests. But this is in the short term. In the long term, and once this branch is strong, we can reconsider it, and there'll be more of an open phase in if you're really. But I do not, as a commander of the entire fleet, it's not in my best interest. It's shooting myself in the foot if I poach other branches. It's just not good strategy. We've done it before in the fleet and did nothing but hurt the fleet. 5 times in the past, the fleet's learned not to do this. 5 cycles, that. Anyways, so with that being said, let's move on. So you guys ask there's my short-term plan for this Department of Navy. The midterm plan is as follows. The Navy, we need to get the Navy strong enough to be an autonomous branch again. So with that, also what I want to do is, that means getting your numbers up, etc., getting the training in, getting people active, and also we need the combatant ability. We also need the infrastructure like the ships, the non-combatant ability. We need it both. They're both as important to me. It's not always about winning fights. It's about having a structure and a support system. Logistics are extremely important. It's just as important as winning a fight. The other thing is, I need to rapidly return to my 6-star status, but I don't want to do it via circumventing the system. I need to get back to a permanent 6-star status. I really believe it helps the fleet because it maintains the continuity of what the gaming community expects from the freedom fighter fleet, and it's a historical thing. And it just does nothing for good for the community. We don't want to confuse the gaming community. Me being an 04 is something I do like, but I think it confuses the gaming community. And last thing we want to do is confuse people. Next point would be, I'd like to continue with Fleet Church. I think that's a very strong thing within. It's also another division of FleetCom. That's the division we forgot, Seal, by the way. Fleet Church. It's our duty to the gaming community and to the Lord. We got to do it. We have duties. The Freedom Fighter Fleet's not some ragtag, unorganized, just do what you want because we feel like it. It's not about what our mood was that day, as somebody put it, and now I have a different mood today. What it is we have duty. We have a social responsibility. We have obligations. We also have the bigger picture at hand. We in some ways, it's like being a parent. You have to roll the hard 6 sometimes, or make the tough call. And then also what I want to do in the midterm is not release the Marine and Coast Guard branches yet, but more once I get that Navy going really strongly, develop a strong Coast Guard and Marine branch independent structure so they can be autonomous. Then my next point would be in the midterm would be to develop a transitional plan from PS4 to the new PS5 and make sure we're future forward for GTA 5 and the new PS5, GTA 5, and GTA 6. So let's keep the community future-proof. Next thing, for the long-term plan for the Department of Navy, we need to get the Navy may or may not be considered the backbone of the fleet, as I said today. We're no longer the backbone of the fleet. The Army is. I will say that publicly out of my own mouth. It's not easy for me to say because I've been saying the Navy's been the backbone of the fleet for a decade, but we are not anymore. And maybe we'll never be. But my goal is, as the department, as the SecNav, is to get all the branches and get the numbers high enough that are active, so you guys have We want to have the fleet have a lot of variety in it and something for almost everybody, the right kind of people. We want places where everybody can go, where they can be happy. Different kinds of personalities of each branch. A lot of different color, if you will, and the fleet can represent us all in a way that's proper. And the last point I'd like to make, I'd like to commission the Navy, Coast Guard, Marine branches, Air Force, and Navy branches as separate branches. Not yet, but in the long term, once they're all built up. And that's the big picture for the fleet. And I hope you understand what my appeal to each member of the fleet that wants to transfer to the Navy. If I want to appeal to you to understand there's a bigger picture why we can't just do that summarily. So I thank you all for your time. And Seal, if there's any last words from you. So again, all fleet, I salute you, and I salute the SecNav, and thank you for your time, SecNav, and your support of the Department of Navy, and to the fleet for supporting our branch and supporting our department, and for your service to the entire Freedom Fighter fleet. This has been a rough year of 2020. We've made it through it as a fleet. We survived another disaster, COVID. We've survived all kinds of things, fires. We've survived, just everything you can think of. We're still here. We're still strong, and I'm so proud of you. And as a founding father of the fleet, this is more than I ever expected of a fleet. And I'm honored to call myself one of you, and calling myself fleet. Thank you all. Really? End of broadcast.